Hi, welcome back to the new episode of Akaal Ustat. We will continue our series on Japji Sahib. Today we're going to discuss a very crucial aspect where Guru Nanak, in the inception of Gurbani or in the inception of Japji Sahib, has clearly differentiated between ritualizing spirituality on one side and realizing spirituality on one side. He has been very clear. And I hope this explanation will help you in your own life also, regardless what practices, spiritual practices you follow, regardless of what religious activities you follow. It is applicable to everyone. It is not limited to Sikhs. Anyways, Gurbani is not limited to Sikhism or Sikh religion. It is for everyone to understand. So it's applicable to all. There are no rules and regulations around this should be done, this not be done. It is just a simple philosophy or understanding of how to understand your own self, right? So it's applicable to everyone. But today is a very interesting topic. We're going to discuss about how to differentiate using Gurbani or Nanak's words between spirituality in the form of a ritual and spirituality as a realization. So let's start with it. In this body, Nanak starts with the opening lines are Soche soch na hovai, je sochi lakhwar. Here comes the hammer of Nanak. In the beginning, just after Mool Mantar, Nanak has straight hammered down that with thinking, nothing is going to happen. You can keep on thinking million times, nothing is going to happen. It is not gonna happen. You want to realize the ultimate truth. It is not going to happen by thinking about it or making philosophies about it. It's only gonna happen by understanding the fact. Move your mind away from thinking towards understanding, and you will see the results coming in. Let me take an example. Imagine you have an exam to prepare for. Fine. Just by thinking that you want to prepare for an exam, nothing going to happen. If you sit down and start understanding the subject for which you're preparing for in the exam, the chances are you will pass. Wherever you put yourself at peace and start understanding and not go towards thinking, you learn, you gain something. That learner who is learning through understanding the ultimate truth is what is called a Sikh. Now, how is it restricted to one sect? Anyone who is trying to learn through understanding the ultimate truth and not using their own thoughts and inceptions about it is a Sikh, a learner. Okay, so let's continue. Soche soch na ho vai, je soche lakhwar. The next one, Nanak. Yes, but there is one fact which is important to understand. Thinking is a very important process when you are trying to conceive something new. You want to build something new, you have to think about it. That's where thought is very fruitful. But when the purpose of Gurbani is to understand what is already prevailing or ever existing, then that part can only be understood. It's been always there. It's the ultimate truth. So your search is to find out the ultimate truth. And that can only happen by understanding self. Or one way to say it is, in a good way to say it is that the self is trying to think about understanding itself. I know it's a confusing statement, but go slow. The self is trying to think about understanding self. So it doesn't need to think, it just need to understand. Okay? That's first part. Moving on, second one goes to chuppe chup na hovei je lai raha livtar. Nanak is trying to say that you can sit in a samadhi in a meditative pose with your closed eyes. You can achieve the outer silence, but the inner silence is not going to come. Your mind and you are born to continuously think. If you stop thinking, you're dead. Only a dead being cannot think. Fair? So it is not possible to achieve the inner silence by just observing your thoughts. Like some meditative practices say, you have to observe your thoughts. Fine, there might be some gain. No one is disregarding any practice here. Let's be clear. There is a difference. What is the purpose of Gurbani that we have been talking for the last 3 episodes? Purpose of Gurbani is to find the ultimate truth, the search of ultimate truth. Its purpose is not to find momentarily a peace of mind. So, going back to the point, when you sit, mind cannot be silenced. The only way you can silence the mind if you again put it towards understanding the truth. Put towards understanding and it will stop thinking and it will automatically become silent. External silence is not needed there. Okay. Then the third part where, Nanak moves to is very interesting one, and I really want to delve deeper into it. Pukhya pukhna utri je banna purya par. Now, which hunger Nanak is talking about here? Which hunger? This is not the hunger of desires. Yes, it is hunger of desires to some extent, but that's not what he's saying. He's talking to those people who try to achieve abnormal powers, riddhis and siddhis by continuously meditating and then achieving a state where they can know or tap into some energy which others cannot tap into. We see that drama unfolding in a wide arena in front of us on YouTube every day. Fine. Nanak is saying those people, their hunger of getting that appreciation, those people whose hunger of doing seva and getting appreciation is so strong that they cannot stop. Rubbing your hands like this, sitting on a podcast and making a rudraksha out of it, or someone comes to your place and you writing on a piece of paper that what is going to be your future, has nothing to do with finding the ultimate truth. Yes, go to them, please, if you feel like that's good. But be clear that do not try to mix the path of Gurbani with what you require on your daily living life. Don't mix them two. By showing that you have some supernatural powers, you are actually demeaning whatever you have got. And then commercializing it is a heinous crime. It can get as simple as possible. Anyone, for spiritual discourse or for the purpose of some, in the name of spirituality, selling any kind of practice is a sin. The currency on which the world runs cannot be applied to the currency of the ultimate truth. Just simply realize that if you have a worldly problem, either go to a good psychotherapist, or if you believe in astrology, very good science or art, or whichever way it is, go to a good astrologer. They'll help you find your solutions. You have a temporary problem in life, go to a good healer, they might help you. What I'm trying to say here is I'm not against any of these practices. Gurbani is not against any of these practices. These were prevailing facts of then also. But do not link that to finding ultimate truth. This is not bhakti. This is not Akaal di bhakti. This is Maya di bhakti. You're trying to achieve some worldly desire. Yeah. So then open up. And for worldly desires, if you're trying to achieve through a psychotherapist or through a good astrologer or through a good healer, pay them. Pay them in dollars, pay them in rupees, whichever way you want. Please, go ahead. That's their services. Very important. But if you want to talk about the spirituality or ultimate Lord, then, or finding truth, then you cannot bring money into play because that currency doesn't work there. Okay, so we carry on with next one. So that basically means that hunger for that appreciation or hunger for worldly desire, achievements, and supernatural power doesn't reduce in people even if they get everything in world. Last one, he says, सहज सियाणपा लख होवे ता इक न चले नाल. He says that you might have the world's greatest of intellect and logic, but it won't work here. At the end of the day, what is the purpose of having an intelligence or knowledge? Your knowledge is limited to the realm of this universe. Your knowledge is limited to time and space. It can't go beyond it. So that's why it's very important that we understand that at Nanak's time, precisely, there were 4 prevailing sects, or you can say 4 prevailing ways of spiritual wisdom or knowledge that used to exist. One was the Soche, which is like the thinkers, the philosophers, the rishis, the munis. The second one was the one who used to do samadhis and silent meditation and hatha yogis. Then the third one was the riddhis and siddhis, the pukhe pukhanotri, the riddhis, siddhis, who abnormal activities, out of the way performing acts. And then Syanpa, the intellectuals. Fine. Nanak said, all these 4 are not going to help you achieve the ultimate truth. He says that if these 4 are the one, kiv sachiara hoye, kiv kude tutte pal. How did I become the truthful like the ultimate Lord? And how did I get out of this chain? Now, here we have to stop and agree to one thing. All the 4, which is either the Rishi Munis or the Siddhis, Riddhi Siddhis, or the meditative people or the intellectuals, philosophers, all 4 have agreed. Eventually, they all agree that nothing happens by our doing. It is the ultimate Lord which makes everything happen. Nanak has taken their only this belief that everything happens by Lord's will and say, then if it happens by Lord's will, why are you trying to think? Why are you trying to get silent? Why are you trying to be hungry? Why are you trying to use your intellect? He has used their logic to defeat and refute their own logic. I hope you get it. Last line at the end, Nanak is trying to say is Hukam Rajai Chalana Nanak Likhya Naal. At the end, if it is not going to happen from, as you know, I sometimes feel Jiddu Krishnamurti was also trying to say to some extent the same thing which Nanak is trying to say. He said the truth is pathless land. Exactly what 500 years or 400 years before that, before him, Nanak said the same thing. When he said that it is not going to happen by thinking, it is not going to happen by silence, all these paths, bhakti margs, what they call, mayadi bhakti, these marg, it's not going to happen with it. Just simply accept the will of Lord. Moment you accept the will of the ultimate Lord, you achieve the ultimate truth. Imagine in the first body, without going further, Nanak has said, no need to go further. If you get it here, your job is done. He has made life very simple for his followers, though Nanak never believed in followers, and no one should believe in followers, but he made very simple the life for the learners, the Sikhs. Sikh means the learner. That come, sit, and understand the Lord with your open eyes and ears, not with your closed eyes and in a mudra, with your open mind and ears, understand the Lord, understand the ultimate truth, and accept His will. Moment you accept His will, the truth is revealed in front of you. Then it is no more hidden from you. But there is one caveat to it. How are you accepting the ultimate truth's will, Lord's will? Are you having a conflict? We have a conflict because we are forcing ourselves in bad times to accept His will. And moment we enter the good times, I did it. Are we accepting His will by force, or we are agreeing to His saying that Tera Pana Mitha Lage, that your will is the sweetest thing I have. I accept it with love and humility. Nanak was or is, in his words, he is ever prevailing, has or is trying to make you understand in this whole body a simple difference between ritualizing spirituality and realizing spirituality. Moment you want to go towards finding the ultimate truth, towards the Lord, follow His hukum or His order or accept His will, you are absolutely fine. The truth will be revealed to you, and live with that. And you will find the inner peace, what we call santokh, inside you. You try to define a path, whatever they call, by some sitting in different poses, or by trying to analyze the order. You are not going to get it. Be very clear from the beginning. We are still in the initial days of Gurbani. We have to go, AkaalPurkh, if he is God willing, I'll continue for the entire Granth Sahib, Guru Granth Sahib and Dasan Granth. But in the initial days, I just want to tell you one thing, that be very clear why you are here. I'm stressing it for last 3 episodes. If you want the ultimate truth, Gurbani's hard facts, it is here. Read it and you're fine. If you're trying to achieve some worldly desires by reciting Gurbani or by meditating, you are trying to achieve some inner mental peace for your own worldly well being, then you are at the wrong place. Those are very good exercises. Those meditation is a very good exercise. Don't link it to finding the ultimate truth. It's not going to happen. You cannot force your mind to get silent. You can only put it away from thinking to understanding. Understanding what to understand? Understanding that the truth is a pathless land. And to realize the ultimate truth, you have to accept its will. I hope you liked today's session. I know it was a lot to cover, but it's about time that we all wake up and stop following rituals and move more towards realization of the ultimate truth. Thank you. Looking forward to the next episode very soon. Have a wonderful day.